What's up, guys? This is Jesse Ogle, your host for the Vibe Dialogue podcast. It's a podcast for creatives, and this is a special segment focusing on my time in Squid Games: The Challenge Season 2. I'll do a series of interviews with players, some that you don't know. It'll be a lot of behind-the-scenes discussions and talks. We'll be mostly focusing on the first challenge, which I had the most impact on. It's a musical challenge. It ties right into my life. And it's quite a cool story. We'll also get to know people in their personal life, what their mission is, and how they're helping better the world. I hope you guys enjoy this. And today on our episode, we have player number 233, Donna Pursifull, and she'll be talking about her experience. Okay, enjoy. Okay, so welcome to the Vibe Dialogue podcast. It's a podcast for creatives, but I'm also focusing on my time in Squid Games: The Challenge Season 2. And I have a very special guest. We have Donna here, and it's player 233, correct, Donna?
Correct.
Yeah. So it was a really wild experience we all went through. Everyone has a different experience and story to tell. And I want to get to know you a little bit more through this interview. And the thing that I ask everyone, because I've talked to a lot of people from the games now, is how did the games affect you emotionally? Were you at all traumatized coming out of those?
I couldn't eat for almost 2 weeks, and if you know me, that's very unusual. The food was just not my anything that I would ordinarily eat, and it was so bad that I had trouble eating after. But other than that, no, I wasn't traumatized before. I was more traumatized before I went in because I tore my meniscus literally a couple of weeks before the show.
Oh, wow.
And I was panicked about not getting in, and it hampered me some. It didn't take me out, but it made it a little harder.
Yeah. Okay. So emotionally, you're okay though now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I regret that I'm not shown more,
Yeah.
but I knew, I'm an older lady in Kentucky, and they featured those two things in the first show.
Yeah.
So that kind of already kind of took me down from expecting a lot out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And so what was your purpose? Why on the show did you have an agenda, or what did you just need the money, or why were you on the show?
It's interesting because they want you to talk about money. And I used to have a shirt that said, "Happy with what I have, but always willing to have more." And that pretty well sums it up. I've always had enough, but the extras, the travel, and in my retirement, I think probably what got me on the show is I'm so over volunteered. I'm not creative like you are, but I volunteered at thrift shop, and I'm on the board that feeds the hungry and helps with the homeless here in town. I work with emergency services, and you wouldn't think there's such a need in small town America, but there is. So I
Mhm.
would certainly put a lot of the money where my mouth was, and then, like everybody else, help the kids and travel the world.
Yeah. I mean, I think not everyone actually was there to serve the community or serve everyone. That's a very cool, just cause, and I'm not sure if everyone was there for to make the society better. So
Yeah.
that's really cool. Where do you live exactly?
I'm in Murray, Kentucky. It's about as far southwest as you can go without hitting Tennessee and Missouri. I'm not far from the Blake and Bryce.
Okay.
They're over in Martin, Tennessee. So we're very rural America.
Mhm. What's the size of the town roughly?
Roughly somewhere between 10 and 15,000. We have a university here, Murray State, and it averages of little over 9,000.
Mm.
So the population fluctuates some, but it's a
Yeah.
nice town. At one
Yeah.
time, it was the number one retirement spot in the United States due to location and
Hmm.
things like that.
Cool. Well, yeah, it's I didn't know that about you, and I know in the whole time we were filming all the episodes and stuff, you kind of had a little crew of people. What were some of the people that you connected with the most there?
Well, I was with the group in the hotel. We were the pink cohort, and we bonded hugely. So a lot of the players went pretty far. Daryl, Melissa, Mackenzie, Isaiah, all of those were in my initial group in the hotel, and they've stayed very close friends. And then also Edie, I love Edie. She's a nurse in a prison in Illinois, and so she was hilarious. Most people didn't get to know her. She kind of ran under the radar, but I tried to learn a lot of stories. There were everybody there had stories, and it was just such an interesting, eclectic, amazing group of people. Yeah, so I didn't have like a tight alliance. I felt like
Yeah.
the time we were in it was you wanted to certainly grow friendships and get to know people, but so much was random up to a certain point.
Totally. Yeah, it's like it almost seeming like it almost everyone was really nice in there. It's like it felt like you were just it was like a giant mingle session and everyone was really cool.
Yeah.
And there wasn't like almost a need for alliances. And I mean, of course, when you get down further in the game, maybe, but at that point there wasn't one. So like I've been asking a lot of people about the counting scene. And I think this ties into my podcast and more like
Yeah.
a little bit. I'm like, wow, like there was actually this whole musician component. And if you were at
Okay.
all musical, right? Like the first challenge was like tailor made for you, right? How do you recall that scene, or can you walk us through that a little bit?
Well, when we went to the white room, it was pure chaos. Everyone screaming and yelling, and as soon as I realized some people I trusted were up there gathering musicians, I backed off. I went off into a corner and let you get organized. I am not musical, but I understand how important that was. And Edie and I and Cece, we just sat there, put our heads down, and stayed totally quiet and just listened. And it was amazing hearing you all and hearing you self-correct. You had people trying to say slower or faster, and the way you worked together, well, it saved our lives. But it was not chaotic once you got going. It was very, very hopeful. Of course, you don't know till they announce it, but he
Mhm.
saved us. He
Yeah.
saved us.
Yeah, I mean, I was so confident going into that because I'm a music teacher, and then I teach. I don't know if you remember that, but I was saying,
Yeah, I
hey,
do. Yeah.
"Wish You Were Here." It's like I teach this song all the time. I play it like and it's a Pink Floyd tune. They wouldn't let me sing it. Do you remember? They were like, a couple of things people don't know is that what was cool about that thing is we said as a group we decided to stop 2 seconds short. Remember, because if the tiebreaker went to whoever was under,
Yeah,
so we actually hit that perfectly, and it
we
was quite.
did.
And I feel like the story wasn't told as much as it could have been, but
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't selling drama as much was it was selling just like a really kind of a musical feat in a way.
Mhm.
But how did you feel once you knew that we were saved?
Oh, it was, you don't realize how badly you want to do well and to proceed until that moment happens. And then I was trying not to get run over. Everybody just went
Yeah.
crazy. They were jumping, they were running, they were screaming, and it was just euphoric. Every one of us, I think, felt the same way. I've
Mm.
never hugged so many people in my life. I
Yeah.
remember running up. I couldn't get to all the musicians. I
Yeah.
remember Sebastian was almost up there, kind of like a guard. He was so big. And I just said,
Mhm.
you helped, you protected them, you saved us.
Yeah, totally. And obviously, you made a ways in there. We got to the catch game, and I mean, you were sick. I was sick. A lot of people were sick, right?
Yeah, yeah. Did they show you in the pentathlon?
Yeah, but we did really well in the pentathlon, so we are featured in that. But like, we kind of cruised through it well, so it didn't. How did you do in there?
I think the same thing. I think we did so well, they didn't show us. I
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
picture. I
yeah.
don't have a picture of our team. Of course, none of it was instant, but I did the House of Cards. I used to do that with my mama.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we did so well, they didn't show us.
Yeah, same here. I mean, they would flash to me a lot. I was on screen a lot, but they didn't use any of my interviews. I say the words I say in the show is I count the band off. So I'm do the counting. So you hear me counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So I count everyone in. And then you hear me at the end, with Viper. I really thought our plan was a good plan. But
It was.
in hindsight, what do you feel? How do you feel?
I'm not bitter. I'm very unhappy because the guy who it says that he got out because I dropped the ball. He went in telling everyone he wanted to go home. He intentionally threw it to the side. I didn't have a chance to catch it. So I've got a little bit of angst about that. But at that
Yeah, that was a ball you could not catch.
no, it was impossible.
Yeah.
You just tossed it to the side. But my knee was killing me. I was sick. I wasn't as sick as I sounded because our plan, as you know, was to have everybody think I was dying. I can't
Yeah.
count how many people said, "Call the medic for Donna." They were talking into their microphones. They really,
Yeah.
really were concerned, and I appreciated that. And
Yeah.
if you look at the lines, our line was long, the longest for the longest time, I think, because of that. So Viper was pretty bright to have
Yeah.
proposed that.
I thought it was a great plan too. And then my ball was uncatchable. I got out right after you, and then I think we rode the bus together, and we were all
Yeah.
in the hotel together. And it was like, man, shoot, that was too bad. And yellow got annihilated. We got annihilated.
But, we got top 90. I was counting down, from where we went in. And so we can say
Yeah.
we got top 90.
Yeah, I did.
That's not
I did.
bad.
No, it's not. It's not. So if you were to, I asked some people, like, if you were to, the voting has been over, there's, to a second chance. But if you were to vote someone back in, like, would have it been someone that got a lot of screen time, or would have it been someone that didn't vote out? Like, because we had to vote for players, that kind of was a character test. Did you vote X or O on that?
I voted O.
Yeah,
I had
same
to.
here.
I
Same
could-
here.
And by the time I voted, it didn't matter, but it mattered.
Same
And-
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The vote was already decided, but Jarrell was somebody I'd bonded with very early on. Mike was part of the group with you that saved us.
Yeah.
It may not have been the wisest move if you want to analyze it, but it was the right move for me. I could not vote X.
Yeah, my thought is always just let the game take the people out. We don't need to take each other. Let the game's going to already take everyone out,
Exactly.
So, and it was kind of showed. So in my mind, I wouldn't vote anyone back in that game that didn't show the character. That's, but who would, if you were to want some to have a second chance besides yourself, of course?
That's a good question. In the early vote, everybody was voting for so many people that, you almost had to vote for somebody you knew would be popular if you wanted to lean towards somebody to come back for the top 5. And in the top 5, the Twins got too much airtime. I'm sorry, they don't belong they should not come back.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I love Mark to pieces, but he did get a lot of airtime. And Viper, the girl, father daughter,
Zoe. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Mhm.
he got a lot of airtime. So I'd
sure.
like somebody that had less airtime to come back to really be able to play their game.
Yeah. I mean, like my choice would have been maybe, like I threw out like some people like Ola Benga, who was in there counting with me, who got out.
Or
Yeah. Yeah. Like, let's get him in. No one saw him, but like, let's get him back in. Or, just someone that was responsible for making sure that the person, was, or someone had a positive contribution to things.
He was positive mentally. He was so intelligent and easy to talk to. Can I tell an Olabega story?
Yeah, it was here.
I love Olabega, and
Yeah, me
it's very
too.
weird. But you go with what feels right. And in the dorm, I was coughing, my knee was hurting, and I dropped something. And he was over next to me. He came over, picked it up, and he would kind of help me out a little bit. And I got up later to go to the bathroom, came back, and it was weird. But I veered over to him and I tucked him in. It just felt like the right thing to do, and he was so shocked and appreciative of that gesture that
Yeah.
he's mentioned it a few times. I felt that way about him and vice versa. It's just, he's family.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. So, I've been asking everyone this. are you going to try to use any of the Squid Games to help build momentum to like have an impact on your community, even though you weren't, how are you going to like let this, how's it going to resolve in your life? Is this going to be a thing you did or?
It's a thing I did, but at the same time, it's not going to be the last thing I do. It's not the one, I was on Wheel of Fortune in '94, and I still get
Whoa.
recognized. I still get recognized for that in this little town.
Did you win?
Yeah, 3 days when you could be on 3 days. I won the first 2 days. I got 12,000 and a trip to Santiago de Chile out of it. So
Wow.
people are tired of seeing me in the newspaper. I mean, I'm not kidding. I'm president of the Lions Club. I'm on do the stuff with the Angels Attic. I do the community emergency response team. They're a little tired of me, but at the same time, it is another thing for them to see the things I'm doing in the community, and I think it helps. I think every little exposure. When you're involved in things you're passionate about, I think there's certainly a rainbow effect.
Absolutely. How can people maybe find you and connect with you and follow you and see what you're doing?
I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I changed it. I probably shouldn't have, but I went ahead and put my name on there. So on Instagram is Donna C. Pursifull. Pursifull. Nobody will ever spell it right. On TikTok, I think I'm retired in KY. But I think I have links on the other social medias to that, and then Facebook is just my name. And I have a picture. You were in Philadelphia. We had the best time in Philly.
Dude, I didn't know that was happening. I missed it.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah.
There's several people who said they didn't find out till too late. But if
Yeah.
you get to find my Facebook, we got a picture of the gang on the Rocky Steps. So
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, it's been great to get to know you and a little bit of behind the scenes. The whole purpose of this is just kind of find some people, see what they're doing in the community, how they're impacting the community. I absolutely knew 100% without talking to you that you had some greater cause than just going on a cruise, for, the next 10 years or something.
Peter, I love Peter, but buying a Burger King, he cracks me up.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. That's so funny. Again, for all the listeners, I want to thank you. This is Donna Pursifull, and we're just wrapping up the podcast. And player number 233, you can definitely see her on a lot of the shots in the film. Catch is where you get out.
Little flashes with my gray head popping by.
Little flashes, but was a great, awesome person to have in the dorms. Everyone loved you, and no drama with you. And I'm so glad you're there. And thank you for spending some time here on us. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed this.
What's up, guys? I hope you enjoyed that conversation with Donna. She's an amazing, lovely human person, and glad that she was in the games. It's always wonderful to like connect to people and see how they're interacting with the community, what they're doing. Again, if you like this, you like the content, you're interested in some of the behind the scenes things, like and subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. You can check me out all over places. You can follow my music or whatever you want. And I hope to see you again next time.